Hi guys, welcome back to another Halloween tutorial. I'm hyped today. So we are obviously starting with one brow on and one brow gone for this look today. And this is the reference picture that I was sent by an Instagram follower of mine. Her name is Emily. So shout out to you, Emily, for the request. Hopefully I do this justice. So to start with the eye with just the makeup, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill OG palette today. And I'm going to take a really nice neutral shade and just start working that into my crease. Next, on the exact same brush, taking a slightly darker neutral shade, I'm just going to begin to kind of build that up. And I do just want to mention real quick that I am going to try and find the original artist of this look and link them down below. So if you know who it is and I am wrong, please let me know, because you guys know I always like to give credit where credit is due, since I am definitely looking at a reference picture for this look. So now I'm going to be taking a deep dark chocolate brown, and on a slightly smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to start working this primarily on my outer corner, but as you can see, also really bringing this into the inner corner because the other eye is going to have so much going on with it. I didn't want this eye to be super light, but I also don't want it to be too dark. So I know that sounds kind of contradictory, but trust me, just kind of go with it. So the big thing is just to make sure you really blend everything out with this eye look. And then last but not least, I am going to take the black shade in the palette on a really small fluffy brush. You guys know my M506s are my favorite. And again, focusing this primarily on the outer corner. And then I'm not sure how to explain what I have done here, but I put it all in my crease, on the lowest part of my crease, to my inner corner. I didn't want my inner corner to be too dark, but I also didn't want it to not have any black in there. Again, because the sunflower is going to be so heavy on the other eye, I felt like I kind of needed to amp this eye up just a little bit so my face didn't look too unbalanced. I hope that makes sense. You can do anything you want to on this eye. Honestly, you guys, just have fun with it. But as long as you make sure you remember to blend everything out, then we are all going to be okay. So I then take a black kohl liner and I tight line as well as line my waterline with that. You will eventually do it to both your eyes, so do just keep that in mind. And then on a flat definer brush, I am just taking that black shade from the palette and lining my lower lash line, and then just really blending that out until I'm happy with how smoked out it is. From here, I'm going in with this gorgeous chrome paint pot shadow from Tarte, and I'm going to pop this all over the lid. You could skip this step, but I had this and I had never used it, and it's so gorgeous that I was like, ooh girl, we're going to use it today. And then from here, I'm going in with one of my favorite glitters from Lit Cosmetics, and I'm going to be using their glitter glue as well. So I am going to take my brush and dip it directly into the glitter glue, and then I'm going to lay that all over my lid where I want the glitter to stick. I mean, you guys know how glitter glue works. And then I'm going to take that same brush and dip it directly into the glitter and start packing that on my eye. And you guys, stop it right now. Look at that glitter. Look at it. It is stunning. And the thing I love most about these Lit Cosmetics glitters is with their glitter glue, they have little to no fallout, which is just, I mean, perfection when it comes to loose glitters. All right, so now we're at the super fun part. So let me go ahead and tell you guys a little fun fact about me is while I am very comfortable in my skills with doing makeup for the most part, I cannot draw to save my life for anything. So I was actually very nervous in doing this because I am not good at freehand drawing. It's just not one of my sharpest skills. I can barely draw stick men. So I am taking my eyebrow pencil and I am outlining everything that I'm doing. And I want to go ahead and mention this here is that I highly recommend that you take a brow pencil to outline a rough sketch, because I had to erase so many bits and pieces of this 1,000 times because it just wasn't what I wanted it to look like, and that way it wasn't too permanent. I like to leave this stuff in here to show you guys that, like, I take hours to film these looks, you guys. I put so much time into this and you only see mere minutes, just the best parts. And so I want you guys to know that, like, I make mistakes too. I have to really redo things all the time. And so Don't get frustrated. It will work out. I mean, it's called a rough sketch for a reason, y'all. It's gonna look rough. So once you have some sort of outline that you are somewhat satisfied with, I am taking a Mehron face and body paint in the shade yellow, obviously, and I'm going to fill in all my petals. You can totally just use eyeshadow for all of this, but I have these products, and so I figured I might as well use them, and I'm just taking a paintbrush from Michaels and kind of using it to brush everything on. Once you have all the petals filled in, you're going to want to take a black felt tip liner and start, tracing your petal outlines. This is why I highly recommend that you do an outline first, a rough sketch, because then it makes it less nerve-wracking when you are filling in with something that feels a little more quote unquote permanent. So take your time, do not rush yourself, and fill in all your lines. From here, I decided to take a yellow eyeshadow and just kind of go over that yellow paint. I felt the paint was a little too baby yellow, whereas sunflowers have a little bit more depth to them in my eyes, so that is why I'm doing this. Again, you could totally just use eyeshadow from the start. I then am taking an orange eyeshadow and I am adding a little bit of depth and dimension. So I'm starting to blend this from the bottom of the petal up till about halfway, because you guys know how I feel about anything you can add dimension to, make it look a little bit more realistic. It's just going to look better. So just take your time, have a little bit of fun with this. Next, I'm taking a black cream paint and just filling in my entire center of the flower, so my entire eyelid and under eye area. You can use a black liner for this. You could use black eyeshadow, whatever you're most comfortable with. But the key here, what I'm doing right this second, is I'm starting to pull it from the circle that I drew around my eye, and I'm pulling it up around the petals, kind of like cupping them, and that is making the petals look a little bit more 3D and not so flat. I am so glad that I did this step, as well as the fact that it makes it look like it's not just a harsh circle surrounding my eyeball. This step really made it for me. This was one of the things I was so glad that I decided to do, and that way, as you can see right there, that's a perfect example how the petal looks a little bit more 3D from the ones around it. It's the details, you guys. It's all in the details. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking that same paintbrush I used with the original yellow shade, and I am just kind of buffing the black up onto the flower petals, because I didn't like that it looked like it was such a harsh stop. I wanted it to kind of blend together a little bit better, so that is why I decided to do that. I then filled in my leaves, as you can see, and I'm just taking a white cream paint and just kind of drawing the highlights and the little details both in the leaves and on the flower petals. So now I am taking a really small, like pointed eyeliner brush, and I'm using a dark brown shadow, still from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I am starting to outline the flower petals and the leaves just very, very tightly. Not, don't blend it out too far, but this was another trick that I highly suggest that you do, because it made the flower look like it was kind of sitting on top of my face, not just flat against it. I was so happy I decided to do that step. I think it made a world of difference. And again, I can't stop there. I felt my leaves were looking a little lifeless, and so I'm taking a dark green shadow and I'm just kind of shadowing in the curves of the inside of the leaves to, give them a little bit of depth as well. So from here, I'm like, girl, we got to bronze up a little bit. And I know this looks like it's so much extra work, and you're like, girl, nobody's gonna notice it. But I didn't want to do it before I drew the sunflower on, because I didn't want to alter any of the colors of the shadows. And so that is why I'm doing it now. Nobody thinks you're going to look like a bronze goddess in this look, so don't stress about it. So now I'm drawing on my little nose, and the girl in the photo did have like a sunflower on her nose, but I just felt like my face looked too busy. My face isn't that large, so I just decided to draw a circle, fill it in with the Tarte chrome paint, and then put some more glitter on it. And it did have black on that brush, because as you see, I did put the glitter on the inside of the sunflower. So, thank the Lord for small mistakes and little blessings. It didn't look bad. I had popped on lashes, and then I highlighted the one side of my face that is visible. And then here I am taking some glitter using the Urban Decay glitter liners, and I just decided to put some glitter on my petals, because why not? I have it, and so I might as well use it. So for my lips, I took this really pretty like reddish orange shade from MAC. I think it is in the shade Chili, but I will have all the products I use linked down below as always. And so I put that all over my lips, and then because it isn't a liquid lipstick, I did put a layer of powder over it just to make sure that when I'm starting to draw with the liner like you see me doing here, that the lipstick wouldn't smudge or move around, because I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I'm literally freehanding my mouth on, and it was going good, y'all. It really was. And then the good Lord said, you can't be too confident. So there's that. So again, you guys, this is what happens. So all that means is that I just had to make it a little thicker than I originally intended. No big deal. Don't forget, you can always use concealer to clean things up. Ain't no shame in our game. And so after you have a semi-symmetrical mouth, I'm then just drawing lines straight down it. The girl had hers in like triangles. You can do whatever you want, you guys. But I figured at this point, I was tired of drawing on my face, so I just did straight lines. So do as much or as little of this as you would like. And then there you have it, you guys. This is my take on the Sunflower Scarecrow. Again, thank you so much, Emily, for this request. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video. It was super fun. I'm actually very proud of how it came out, considering I'm not that artistic on those kinds of levels. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do keep your eyes peeled for a few more fun Halloween videos coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!